Smartphones are amazing, aren't they? These little devices have revolutionized the way we live, work, and play. They are our cameras, our maps, our personal assistants, and so much more. We carry so much power in our pockets. With just a few taps, we can access a wealth of information, connect with loved ones, and even manage our daily tasks. We can connect with anyone, anywhere, anytime. Whether it's a video call with family across the globe or a quick text to a friend, the world feels smaller and more connected. We have a world of information at our fingertips. Need to know the capital of a country? Want to learn a new recipe? It's all just a search away. But sometimes these incredible devices can have a downside. The very tools designed to make our lives easier can sometimes make them more complicated. We might find ourselves spending hours scrolling through social media, playing games, or getting lost in a sea of notifications, or just checking our phones for no reason. It's almost like a reflex, something we do without even thinking. It's almost like we can't put them down. The constant urge to check for updates or messages can be overwhelming. This constant connection can start to affect other parts of our lives without us even realizing it. We might miss out on important moments happening right in front of us. Have you ever felt anxious when you couldn't find your phone? That sudden panic, as if a part of you is missing. Or maybe you've stayed up way too late scrolling through social media, even though you knew you had to wake up early. The blue light from our screens can trick our brains into staying awake longer, even though you knew you had to wake up early. The next day we feel groggy and tired, struggling to keep up with our responsibilities. These are just a couple of signs that our relationship with our phones might need a little adjusting. It's important to find a balance, to use these powerful tools in a way that enhances our lives without taking over them. Maybe it's time to set some boundaries, to put the phone down and reconnect with the world around us. Social media can be a fun way to connect with friends and family, but it's important to remember that it often shows an idealized version of reality. The photos and videos we see are usually carefully curated and edited to show only the best moments. People typically post their happiest moments, their biggest achievements, and their most flattering photos. Rarely do we see the struggles, the failures, or the mundane aspects of life. This can create a sense of pressure to measure up as we constantly compare our behind the scenes with everyone else's highlight reel. This can lead to feelings of inadequacy and envy. We might start to believe that everyone else is living a perfect life while we are struggling. The constant comparison can make us feel like we're not good enough, thin enough, or successful enough. It's easy to forget that what we see online is just a small, often edited part of someone's life. We might start to internalize these feelings, leading to a negative self-image and decreased self-esteem. It's important to take a step back and remind ourselves that social media is not a true reflection of reality. Remember, what we see on social media is just a highlight reel. It's a collection of the best moments, not the full story. People's everyday lives are filled with ups and downs, just like ours. By keeping this in mind, we can enjoy social media without letting it negatively impact our self-worth. It seems ironic, doesn't it? We're more connected than ever before, thanks to our smartphones. Yet many of us feel increasingly isolated and lonely. How can this be? Well, when we spend excessive amounts of time on our phones, we miss out on valuable face-to-face interactions. We're not fully present in the moment, and we miss out on the nuances of human connection that happen offline. Real, meaningful relationships are built on shared experiences, empathy, and understanding. These are things that can't be replicated through a screen. Section 4. Trapped in the comparison game. Social media makes it incredibly easy to compare ourselves to others. With just a few swipes, we can see snapshots of other people's lives, often curated to show only the best moments. We see their perfectly filtered photos, their exciting travel adventures, and their seemingly perfect lives. These images can create an illusion that everyone else is living a more fulfilling and glamorous life than we are. This constant exposure to idealized versions of reality can make us feel inadequate. We might start to believe that our own lives are lacking in comparison. This constant comparison can take a toll on our self-esteem and mental health. The more we compare, the more we might feel that we don't measure up. We might start focusing on our perceived flaws and shortcomings, magnifying them in our minds. This can lead to a negative self-image and a cycle of self-criticism, leading to feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt. We might question our own worth and abilities, feeling that we are not good enough. It's important to remember that everyone is on their own unique journey. What we see on social media is just a highlight reel, not the full story. We all have our own strengths and weaknesses, and it's these differences that make us unique. Embracing our individuality can help us appreciate our own journey. Our worth is not determined by the number of likes or followers we have. True happiness comes from within and from the meaningful connections we build with others. So let's put down our phones, focus on our own paths, and celebrate our unique stories. Section 5. The digital shackles of addiction. Smartphone addiction is a real thing. Just like any addiction, it can have a negative impact on our lives, affecting our relationships, our work or studies, and our overall well-being. Have you ever felt anxious or irritable when you couldn't check your phone? Or maybe you've tried to cut back on your phone use but found it difficult to resist the urge to scroll? These are all signs that you might be struggling with smartphone addiction. Section 6. The illusion of control. Smartphones are designed to be addictive. Tech companies use sophisticated algorithms and persuasive design techniques to keep us hooked. Notifications, updates, and the fear of missing out, or FOMO, all contribute to our compulsive phone use. We might tell ourselves that we're in control, that we can stop using our phones whenever we want. But the reality is that these devices are designed to keep us engaged, often at the expense of our mental health and well-being. Section 7. Reclaiming your life. The good news is that it's never too late to break free from the grip of smartphone addiction. By making conscious choices and setting healthy boundaries, we can reclaim our time, our focus, and our lives. Remember, you're not alone in this. Millions of people are struggling with smartphone addiction, and there are resources available to help you break free and live a healthier, more fulfilling life.